just might be looking at an angel right now.
This is the Ghetto Free Press. I'm George Boston Rhines. Today is September the 6th, 2013. I just got out of juvenile court, wherein the mother and father of the 14-year-old black African-American girl that were handcuffed, placed on the floor, face down, and accused of hitting a educator. Judge James Counsel was the judge. The young lady lost her case, and the mother and father wanted me to do a video concerning what took place in James Counsel courtroom, and I've done that, and I will be making that public in a few minutes. But somewhere here in Valdosta-Lowndes County, the people had better wake up to what's going on in their beloved community. I did not lie on any of my videos. I was told, even today as you will see in the video, wherein the educator at Pine Grove School either changed his statement or somebody got next to him, among other things. But you will see that as they address the issues. They're going to show you in writing what was said, and then what was said on the stand. I had no idea that the justice system here, well, let me get to why. We'll get to that when I do her video. I already finished it. I'm gonna post it. But let me tell you what, prior to going into court, what I noticed at the juvenile court area, the Lowndes County Sheriff Department, I looked and I counted, there was 91 people in the hallway. There was only 12 seats available for citizens to sit. There was an elderly man and his wife. And the wife had to go ask for a chair. And when she went and got a chair for her husband, I had already made some notes because of what I saw and see what the citizens must go through here in Valdosta and Lowndes County. 91 people, only 12 chairs to sit down in. All these people had to stand up. That's number one, except for 12. Out of these people, including lawyers, I counted, out of the 91 people, 14 whites, and everybody else was black. The elderly man that his wife got a chair for said he had just had surgery. Now, I don't know why he was out there, but he did have to go to court. I told her, I said, I'm going to address that issue. And I said, and since they don't want to hear us at public meetings, I'm just going to put it on YouTube, because it don't matter anyway. Georgia got its own set of laws. It's not going to really make any difference. The 14-year-old parents, well, they got a story to tell. I'm trying not to tell it for them, but you will see in a few minutes when I post it. The exits at this juvenile court area, out at the sheriff, at the Lowndes County Jail, the exits need to be looked at. Now, there were people standing in the hallway not knowing that the Superior Court was in session. So they standing near the juvenile court area, and I heard somebody say, where am I to go to court at? Somebody said, where are you supposed to be going? I was going to Superior Court. And they say, Superior Court is over here. And so I heard these elderly people say, well, why they don't have a sign? There is no sign at courtroom number 1 saying Superior Court, nor is there a sign saying Juvenile Court. Are we that broke in Valdosta and Lowndes County that we can't provide a sign identifying where a court is being held? I'm telling y'all, now they criticize me on the Ghetto Free Press, but how would you know this? Now normally, back in the 70s, if you go to your local newspaper or television station, they would cover it, or the radio would talk about it. Those days are long gone. So I'm using YouTube and street knowledge. By the way, I have 160 of these DVDs that I've been circling on the streets of Valdosta for 5 years. And the word is getting around now that there is serious trouble here in our beloved community. Some of these DVDs have as many as 27 different subject titles to show you what's going on in Valdosta and Lowndes County. Now, Judge Ellaby ruled a few weeks ago against the mother and father, and the mother was so distraught after the meeting, she said, "George, I got to get this on YouTube. I got to do a YouTube." I said, "Let's go." So we went over to Martin Luther King corridor, and we did a video. And we're going to share it with you, and you know we are. Let me tell you something. If we cannot get justice, and if our children cannot get justice, and if they can do us any way they want to, then what in the heck are we saying that we are a nation of laws for? One lady saw that 6 guys coming through with ankle braces on, young men, and they said, "Wow, wow." Believe that as it may. Now, I'm going to close this out here, and at some point, I'm going to put up a distraught mother and father who feels that they may sell their homes and leave Valdosta because they says there's no justice here. You're going to hear them talk about they don't recommend Valdosta for nobody to move here. And you know the thing about it, at least they're honest. There are other people that feel like they have no avenue. And you know the strange thing about it? Let me just close this out. I can't take much more. But I will close out and say this. If there was 91 people, and it was, I counted them, 91 people there in that hallway today of the Sheriff Department, court, and juvenile court hallway. Let me recap. No sign saying juvenile court, no sign saying superior court. The exit lights were not on, and maybe there's no requirement, I'm not sure. Chairs was in a position that would block the front door to the degree that if that building caught on fire, where would all those 91 people go or to get out of that building? Attorneys talking in the hallway with all those 91 people, hearing all of their clients' business, no privacy whatsoever. You know, it's sad, y'all. It's really sad. The sad thing about it, the people in Georgia, nobody cares anymore about anything anymore. And so, you get this is the Ghetto Free Press. And I guess Valdosta is the ghetto. Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press. Here in Valdosta, I'm sorry, but if you all don't get this, you won't know about it. And so, I want you all to know what just took place at Juvenile Court, September the 6th, 2013. Now you've heard me talk about the 14-year-old girl in her situation at Pine Grove Middle School under the leadership of Wes Taylor of all Lowndes County school systems. Today, the mother and father, I'm going to ask them to join me, they're going to tell you what happened today with Judge what?
Counsel. James Counsel. In the state of Georgia, if you get jumped or get attacked by 2 or more people and you in school, you would get the same punishment as the attackers in the state of Georgia, well, at least Lowndes County. That was our decision today. Well, not our decision, that's what the Honorable Judge James Counsel ruled. He ruled, hey, even though she did not start the fight, even though she might have finished the fight, but because she did not stop, I wonder why, because people were jumping, maybe. 2 people jumping. Maybe that's why she ain't stopped. But if you do those in the state of Georgia, or Lowndes County, you're just as guilty as the other ones. Now, I give this to Mr. Counsel. I thank him for not giving our daughter jail time. So that's because from the other judge, that'll be throw you in jail for sneezing. But for Mr. Counsel not to give her jail, God bless him for that. But I told him I don't agree with him.
He took a little offense to that, didn't he?
He took offense. This is my courtroom.
I am the judge.
I am the judge. My word is law. Well, he didn't say that last part, but he did say this is his courtroom and this is his decision. I still don't have to agree with your decision, guy. I don't, because I promise you, because you look a little older, so you probably got some grandchildren. You probably got a granddaughter. Now she's just like my daughter, and somebody ran up on your grandchild, pushed your grandchild into the locker. How would you want the judge to handle that case?
Not only that, the defendant asked him. He said, I don't know what to tell her in this situation with what had happened. I don't know what to tell her. What was she supposed to do? What was she supposed to do in this incident? He asked the judge, give us an answer. He said, was she supposed to flee or fight? If she bend over, it could have been worse. So what was she supposed to do?
Judge didn't have an answer for that.
Well, from my observation, I wish you all was, let's hit some of the major points.
Okay.
One of the major points is that he went as far as to say, to put it in fetal position, am I right?
Yes,
that's what Mr.
Attorney Guy said, fetal position. That means you just like you ball like a ball and let a person kick you or whatever. And so, in other words, and in addition to that, the counsel doctrine apparently don't mean nothing when it comes to the school system. Am I correct?
Obviously, also the law of justification, because you could break a law in order to defend yourself, and that makes you justified. May not be innocent of it, but you're justified. So that was our lawyer's point of it, and Terry, guys, he's pretty daggone good. He argues his butt off, and if you need a lawyer, I recommend you go to the Terry. Mr. Terry went ahead and said, yes, she did break these, but in law of justification, she was justified in breaking these because she was shoved into the locker and somebody else had hit her while she was fighting the other girl. So she has a right to defend herself. But obviously, he stressed that more than one time. But obviously in the state of Georgia, Lowndes County, maybe just Lowndes County, because there ain't no place like this place, in this place, near this place.
But let me join in here to say this, is that it seems to me that on an earlier YouTube that we had done, I thought, from being in the courtroom today, I thought that maybe we had it wrong. Because, and I'm saying this to all of my YouTube watchers, when I made the statement that the educators that this 14-year-old, their daughter, had hit, I thought that he had made a statement in writing. I thought that he had said that she never hit him.
He did.
But today, apparently, what happened to that?
Oh, first of all, the attorney guy showed him letters that he wrote to the deputy stating that he was not punched, hit, he wasn't harmed, he wasn't bruised. That he wrote to the deputy, Deputy Atkins, on this particular incident on May 24th. Also showed on June where he wrote the letter to me as the mother that he was not harmed in any way. Now tell him, what did he say on the court? Now,
get the court today. He said, I don't recall being hit. So they bring up some stills. They had took some still pictures of the of the surveillance. Now, here's how the surveillance works for the school system. It works in 10-second increments, okay? So whatever increment they got in those 10 seconds, I think they broke it down frame by frame. I still have not seen those stills, okay? Now, on the video that we have, well, back up. On those stills, it appears that she hit him. Now, appears.
But on the video.
On the video, we got the video. I have slowed it down. It shows he missed this man's face by a good 6 to 8 inches. Slow down. So for that to be argued and for him to have one thing and then go completely different with it, I think somebody got to him, man. Just simple as that. What I mean somebody got to him, maybe somebody went up on him, hey, you need to change your statement. Hey, you need to do this. I don't know what happened, but from what he told us and what he sent and what he told us to our face.
And what he told the deputy, what he wrote in writing.
It's something totally different from what was said today.
And he stated earlier, from his understanding, he wasn't hit. He had no knowledge of being hit. So how can you not know you hit? Even in the midst of a fight, once it's over, you're gonna feel a bruise or something. You wrote this after the fact. So that lets me know you was never hit. So why did you change your story when you got on the stand? And with that being said, the letters that he sent and the statement that he wrote, and then he turned around and changed his statement on the stand, makes him an incredible witness, so it should have been thrown out. But that didn't happen.
Well, so what do you all plan to do? I think you said when you came out of the room that somebody asked you about probation or something like that. So where do you all hope to go? What you gonna do? I mean, you gonna accept it? What you gonna do?
Right now, we don't want to put our hands out of what we gonna do because we already know how this place works. We gonna deal with the situation, and when they know, they'll know. But my thing is, when we got out, here's a guy in our face wanting us to sign, or when we can meet with you for probation. And I'm like, really? We just got out of court. We still dealing with the issue that I stood there and told the judge and broke it down by point by point, and told him I thought I was coming to better. Here's my daughter, lived in Miami all of her life, and myself. Never had a record, never had any problems, but we come here, her first year in school, in your school system, she thought these girls were her friends. We took them around, we thought they were her friends, and she gets attacked by them. Not only that, the young lady that did the assault was on the stand, and she lied several times on the stand, and the defendant proved that she was lying, and then the judge didn't even throw her statement out. She lied and said, oh, my daughter pushed her beforehand. Where was the evidence? What proof did you have? You can't go on stand and make up. And they knew that was makeup. Every evidence proved my daughter's innocence. They couldn't tell us what she was supposed to do if somebody assault her. They couldn't give us answers, but all they wanted is a guilty verdict. So to me, before we had an opportunity to get in that court, the judge mind was made up, the prosecutor mind was made up, and that's why they had all those stuff together, because they already knew at the end of the day, they're gonna pretend like they heard it, like they did with Judge L.B. did in his courtroom. They're gonna pretend like they hearing the case, and he already had his decision made. That's how I feel about it.
Wow.
I can't disagree with that, man. I cannot disagree. How my mind is boggled. How can you, being a person that starts a fight, to being a person that defends herself in the fight, get the same punishment than the person that started the fight? And on top of that, it ain't one of the two of them.
What about the issue? What about the issue of the attorney guy when he asking about how much she weighed, and then about him having to handcuff and was anybody else handcuffed? I mean, why did you all take all that?
Because this man, Deputy Atkins, tackled.
Less than 100-pound child.
Yeah, tackled.
And that's what he wanted to address. There was no need for force. He trying to say she was forceful or whatever. You still almost, what, 300?
You see the fight. You see y'all, bro, take this girl from one side all the way to the other side. Whether she's struggling or not. From one side all the way to the other side.
And he about this tall.
Yeah, so if this man here about 100, maybe 155, if that, and move her, why the hell 300-pound man need to tackle?
Okay.
Once again, I need to ask the judge that if it was your grandbaby or your baby, would you want this man tackling your daughter?
Not only that, he never did tell me as a parent what he did. If I never had the pictures to know that this would happen, no one in the school system, including the principal, the teachers, or no one, told me that my child was laying on the ground in handcuffs.
One other thing. Now I'm gonna play this, and I'm trying to be unbiased, but how many parents in Valdosta-Lowndes County that know this ever even happened?
That's a good question.
I mean, you went to the newspapers, you gave out stuff at least for somebody to say that something took place.
Yes.
In the state of Georgia, is it a law against reporting when it deals with a young person?
I don't know. I have to disagree because I know I think Valdosta Daily Times did a case similar to my daughter where the lady was actually hit and hurt, where the child actually hurt the teacher. I think it was in the Valdosta City Schools, but that was reported. So now you got a similar incident dealing with my daughter, but she didn't do any of that. But it wasn't reported.
I have another question, then we can close it out. My question is, if they come after me again, and I'm sure they will, why did you all, didn't you all ask me to do a video?
Yes.
Why did you all want to do this video today? Why did y'all ask me to do it?
It needs to be out there, man.
Yes.
Somebody need to know something. They need to know what's going on about Austin, man. It ain't just my daughter, in our eyes, innocent. Now, if she was guilty or did something, I would have been the first one. My wife been the first one. Now
let's
you're
take
wrong.
a plea deal.
Yeah,
You're wrong. Let's take a plea deal because it's your best interest.
Yeah, because you did this.
You did this.
But that wasn't the case this time.
She was innocent.
If you think there was an injustice here today, and you also think that Judge Ellaby did the same thing,
yes.
If this is an injustice you feel, what do you think that the people of Valdosta-Lowndes County got to look forward to?
Man, they feel hopeless, dog. I tell you that
now
right
I understand why they don't get up and fight for nobody. Now I understand why they lay down and let whatever happen. Because when you got the judicial system being the one that does all the rightful things and do they deceit and lying and everything else, then what you expect? When they cover up and do anything they can want to do and write false reports and do false arrests, and then you got judges that's in the courts that sit there and slap them on the head. I got you.
So here in recent history, we have a young 17-year-old young man whose death is being questioned.
Yes.
I'm under a criminal trespass warning that nobody want to take credit for issuing.
Yes.
Your daughter was tackled, we still going to use that term,
yes, he was
and handcuffed, and had an educator to provide you written statement that he never was attacked or hit. And today he changed his decision because of whatever.
Interrupt you there. I'm glad you brought that up about the educator. How about our principal wasn't even subpoenaed?
That's it.
They didn't want the principal in there.
Because, yeah, that's right. I was told by our lawyer that he had a subpoena and he was going to be there. When I suggested to him, please present this evidence, besides her grades, what the principal said, he didn't do that. Now, I have to say that. He did not put that in the evidence. The principal was never subpoenaed, and he sent us a letter stating that he was told that none of these things happened. Now, all the time I've been asking why nobody wants to subpoena the principal who's the evidence, for us. Nobody wants to do it. When we went to the meeting, and I get you this, we went to the meeting just yesterday with our defendant, Terry Guy, about this case. From the time he had evidence or whatever, that was our first time meeting with him about this case. I asked him specifically, is the principal gonna be there? He told me yes. The principal wasn't there. I don't know why he wasn't there. I don't even think, honestly, I'm starting to think he was never subpoenaed to be there. So my thing is, if that was the case, I should have been notified of that so we could have subpoenaed him to be on the stand and to deliberate on what he stated to us in his portion of what happened and transpired.
I got a theory why he wasn't subpoenaed. Because he's a man of integrity. We sat down in front of him. We had talked to him a couple different times. This man's a man of integrity. I'm pretty sure his statement wasn't going to move. Tim?
Let's not call names.
Yeah, I'm saying, no, I'm talking about me. This is
okay, I got you. Okay,
He told me, Tim, he said, I reviewed the statements, and based off what I read, no one was hit or struck. If you got any other questions, give me a call. or give me an email. He gave me an email, and he also sent a copy of the grades. Now, that right there, after you read the statements, after he sat down and read everybody's statement, because he had to take all the people's statements, he's a principal. I'm pretty sure he knows what's going on. He's a smart dude. You know what's going on in the school. So, if he gonna take these statements, read over them, okay, nobody was hit. Then why you still go for this, at the time it was a battery they went for.
So then they dropped it to assault misdemeanor. I did some research. In assault, the person had to intentionally try to hit you. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be voluntary. My daughter did not voluntarily hit anybody. And the intent means somebody intentionally tried to hit you. So now you were playing. Like you saying, oh, we think she intentionally. What was she? And then, oh, that's the crazy thing. Let me get that in there. The deputy said he didn't even know she was in an altercation with another young lady. He thought she was in an altercation with the teacher. So based on that, you didn't even do your research or your investigation to find out what went down. The young lady had an opportunity to walk away on her own accord with nobody assisting her, and she was the one that assaulted my daughter and started this. So now you tell me, with that evidence presented, how was this case done fairly? How was justice done fairly? It wasn't.
All right. All right.
My only last thing I have to say, if anybody thought about moving to Valdosta from any city, I suggest you don't. Find somewhere further up. Don't stop here, because your child may be in this system.
Unless you grown and your kids grown.
That's the only reason. No business should wanna. This is like Sanford. Hey, that's the best way to tell you. It's like Sanford, Florida, where Trayvon Martin got killed. That's what it's like here. So if you want to be a part of this kind of community, then you come on down. But if you have sense enough to know you don't want to be a part of that kind of community, don't ever stop here. Keep going, and be careful when you go on the expressway that you drive carefully, because they got police waiting to bring you down. What's that saying? You
come on probation.
Come on vacation, leave on probation. That's their whole motto.
Wow. Okay, thank y'all very much. Once again, this is George Rhyme. This is the Ghetto Free Press. KYRC, which means Know Your Rights campaign. I have learned a lot from this. And to everybody who watches this across the nation, you see, what's hurting this area is that this may seem like an isolated incident, but when you put it all together, and this is what I've been trying to do, just like I said, I was picked up, I violated no law. This 14-year-old, she did not start the fight, and I know what the school policy is. There's zero tolerance for fighting, so I can't talk about that. But one thing for sure, I always thought if you start a fight, then definitely you should be given more licks. When I was in school in the 70s, in other words, I would get 3 licks, but the person that started may get 12. But seem like those days are long gone. Y'all can close anything else or not. This is it.
And Know Your Rights campaign. That joker might be hard to prove in the city of Valdosta, in the state of Georgia and county of Lowndes. You're gonna do it, be diligently. Have the spirit of Kendrick Johnson's dad, and be ready to fight to the end, man. Because these jokers ain't gonna give you nothing.
All right.
Even if you're right, they're not going to give you anything. Even if you're just, you're fair, you did the right thing, you're going to be guilty. And I'm sorry, I have to say this, and I'm not a racist, and I know people say that when they're not a racist, but I'm just being real. Because I wonder if it was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl, would we be sitting here in a courtroom today?
All right. Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press in Valdosta, Georgia, doing what we do. And seem like it's just reporting the truth. That's all we can do. You may not like it, you may think it's ugly, but look, I didn't create these scenarios. It is what it is. Bye-bye. Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press. It seems as if though the Free Press is generating some attention. I really don't know how to address it, except for I think more people need to get them a camera, use your iPhone, and start reporting what's happening in Valdosta. And not only Valdosta, all these cities who don't have a free press to tell their stories. Shucks, I don't know where to start at. Come on, Shannon. I don't know where to start. But we just left out of the courtroom, as I stated earlier, and I don't know where to start. Help me with it. You got this. This is the first time this has happened. I was told a couple of days ago that there's a possibility that something that we had posted on YouTube would have some type of impact, negative or positive. I'm not even sure, but it probably was positive, and it could have been with the prosecution. And so it seems as if though the prosecution here in Valdosta-Lowndes County, maybe state court, maybe federal, I don't know, maybe they are watching our YouTube channel, and we want them to watch it. And maybe it's a time now for me to go back and to recap everything that I've posted, the issues. And I will assure you that if anybody condemn me on the truth that we speak, I want you to call me, and let's sit down and dialogue as intelligent men and women. But today, after we left the courtroom, we stopped down to MLK corridor and we cut a video. But now Shannon will have another story to tell. So what happened after you said you went back out there? Tell us about what happened there.
Well, we went back out to the courtroom because I wanted to speak to the judge. My concern was then my daughter's safety, because at this school, all the young ladies that were involved still attend the school. She sees them on a daily basis. They're still trying to have conversations with her, and I was afraid for her safety because I wasn't sure she would be safe, being that the judge has never stated that she can defend herself, you know, so no one gave us answers. What was she supposed to do if she's attacked? All he told her is because you're on probation for 2 years, that if you get in a little bit of trouble, you're headed down to the county, the juvenile department. So I was concerned because I'm like, these girls are still there. Remember, she was assaulted by them girls. So now she can't defend herself because you're saying she can't because you never gave us an answer. All you said she should have never fought. So what else was she supposed to do? Like the lawyer presented to the case, is she supposed to ball up in a fetal position and let them just beat on her? So my concern was to my daughter, like, she's not going to be safe in this environment. So I went down there to the courts to find out what can I do for her safety, because I felt like right now this is not a place for her, because she's not going to be safe in any school system because something can happen to her. And I went, and a deputy, you know, came to me and my husband and my daughter, and he said, the crap that we see on YouTube, follow the chain of command, so that if anything goes down, you know, you have followed the chain of command, can't nobody say something. So he let us know in no certain terms they've been watching YouTube. Now the funny thing is, as us, we never told anybody we were on YouTube. So now I know that this case had nothing to do with the evidence. It had everything to do with what we said on YouTube. They made their decision based on what we said on YouTube. Because if they made the decision based on the evidence, they would have found her not guilty. In any other state, in any other country, they would have found my child not guilty. But because of what we said on YouTube, now she's guilty. So you're punishing her for the things we said. She's a child. We're an adult. You got an issue with us, then take it up with us. We're here to reason with you.
Or at least tell us why. I would like to know what's on YouTube that is causing people to freeze up, lock up, or throw out, or getting ready to throw down. After all, if what I brought or what they brought to me, I didn't do it on my own. They came to me because they said that they went to the Valdosta Daily Times, they went to ABC, they went to the TV stations. Those are the professionals. But if I had not put this on YouTube, would nobody have known about it? But when you look on YouTube, you will see that people are interested in this case. And I'm sure that a lot of parents who have children in the school system, just like I was picked up for criminal trespassing, these parents are concerned about their children. It ain't got nothing to do with YouTube. It got more to do with the safety of the people that come here to Valdosta, Lowndes County, and the state of Georgia. So I don't see no need of trying to take it out. Look, the question is, was she handcuffed?
Yes, she was.
Was she thrown on the floor or taken to the floor?
Yes, she was. Several of the teachers stated that, and even the officer.
Is it true or not that she was not the aggressor?
True. That was stated in there as well.
Do you not have documentation to show that the educator that Robert Atkins, the deputy, said was hit, he said he didn't hit her? Do you have that in black and white?
Yes, I have that in black and white right here. And I also have someone that was in authority over the teacher, the educator, that sent us a letter. And he was not subpoenaed to come in court. I don't know why.
Okay, further. So, is it true that you went to the news media and nobody would cover your story?
No, they would not.
Is it true or not that when you, when you went to try to file legal papers against the deputy, that the Judge Terry at probate court said you could not do it?
Yes, that's true.
When that failed, you also then went to Superior Court, am I correct?
That's true.
Then you filed it, got it through, and you did file it, am I correct?
That's true.
You then went to Judge Ellaby, am I correct?
Yes, he was not supposed to be over, but he somehow, he said he helps with special cases. So if our case wasn't that important, why did he consider our case a special case?
Did you not say that you felt that Judge Ellaby did not look at what you presented and seemed like he had his mind already made up? Is that true or false?
That's true.
All right, so you feel like you have been getting the runaround all from day one?
Yes, and we went to, first of all, we wouldn't even went through the court system if we were allowed to make a complaint against the deputy. Let me remind you, the deputy not once have told us that he had tackled our daughter down to the ground and that he arrested her when I spoke to him on May the 24th to go pick up my child because I found out she was in an altercation and that she was assaulted. He did not have any recollections of what transpired. Let me explain to you what we found out in court today, that this deputy thought that my daughter was fighting with the teacher. Not that she was fighting with another student trying to defend herself, but she was fighting with the teacher. So he based his evidence on what he saw at the end and not what started in the beginning. So he didn't even have no recollections. There's nowhere in the picture showing that he came and tried to get the situation taken care of.
So, what? I mean, when I saw your daughter here, I thought she went back to school. Why did y'all, I know you've already stated, I'm just state it again, for these people, why did you keep her out again?
Because we are in fear of her life. We are fearful that something may happen to her. We know that the school system, let me explain why we say that. My daughter leaves our house, she goes to the school, Pine Grove Middle, where she's dropped off and have to get in another bus. While she's dropped up, that same deputy works there and he's there monitoring the children that come out. So I'm afraid for my daughter's life. Not only that, when she goes to the school, Lowndes County, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with, that's the incident with KJ Johnson that's going on right now and that the world are finding out. That's the school she attends with the evidence that's going on that he was hit in the neck or something like that.
Blunt transformer.
Blunt transformer. I'm concerned because not only that, you have those young ladies that attacked her in the middle school attend that school. And she sees them on a daily basis. They still trying to say stuff to her. And I'm afraid for my child's life because I'm afraid I'm going to get the phone call, something happened to your child. And it may be the next day.
So now, we are caught up in a dilemma. They don't want you to do certain things because they say it may end up on YouTube or something like that. But let me ask you an honest question. If you had not had access to this YouTube channel, what or who would know about your case?
Nobody would know about the case. You know what I really feel strongly what would have happened to my daughter? She would have been put in juvenile justice. If we didn't have the evidence, they can say they won't, but social media has saved my daughter from having to be locked down because it would have been her word against the officer, and they would have took the officer's word even though he was nowhere around to know exactly what went down. And so with us doing what we had to do to protect her, the children that put it on Facebook saved my daughter's life from being locked behind bars. That's what kept her out because the evidence was prevalent because it was on YouTube, and the picture of her being arrested helped us realize our daughter was arrested because they never to this day said it was done except for in court today. That's the first time we heard about it. Wow.
And so now I really, if you could have found that spot, I'd really like you to read, if you could read what that the one from the educator, the statement that he made, and possibly you said something about the
administrator
that didn't show up.
Yes.
If you can read what they say, I mean, all I want on this YouTube, people can put what they want on Facebook, but what I put out here is nothing but the facts as I understand it, and I don't come out here I don't get paid one dime for none of it, and so I do it because I'm sick and tired of what I've been seeing here. since 1975, to be truthful with you, when I've served 2 tours at Moody Air Force Base. And I am tired of seeing our young kids fill the jail. Y'all don't know how long I've been fighting with the NAACP and against Judge Ellaby behind the scene and other aspects of the, I don't even want to get into it. Let's try to stay focused.
Yes.
Go ahead, read it.
It says, "Hey Tim," which is my husband, attaches a letter from me which includes her final grade and that she had no discipline referrals a whole year until the last day of school. Deputy Atkins has the statements from the teachers that were involved. From my understanding, neither teacher was struck or had visible injuries. This is from the administrator of the school.
When you say administrator, are you talking about a low-level administrator or a top-level
No,
administrator?
I'm talking about the head honcho, the boss.
Okay.
And this is from Mr. Yarbrough, the actual teacher.
I didn't want you to call her name, but
Oh.
since you mentioned it, go ahead. I'll
Well,
try to stay away from the name, but it is a
yes,
fact.
it's a fact. It's gonna be in the records.
That's true. Go ahead.
And this was from him, and it was on Monday, June 17, 2013 at 9:24 a.m. To whom this may concern. During the incident that occurred on May 24, 2013, I, Derek Yarbrough, was not harmed in any way. If you have any questions, please call me. And he left his number.
Okay, he said harm in any way. But today, what do you think?
Today was our attorney had another statement that he had wrote to the deputy saying that he was not harmed, that he was not bruised, that he was not struck in any way. That he wrote to the deputy prior in his statement when the incident happened. And so I don't understand how when he got on the stand, he said, "I didn't know I was hit." And all of a sudden his story changed. These are legal documents, especially you there to confirm that you said it, and he said those things. So how did the story change? I really don't understand it to this day.
Do you think that and right after the death of Willie James Williams at the jail, professor at Valdosta State University, and by the way, a lot of the professors at Valdosta State are my friends. They can't speak because they fear for their jobs too. But a lot of the information that I get on YouTube that people are wondering how I get it is because a lot of white right people, I'm telling black folk, you can't blame all these white folk because it's not. A lot of white folks are just fed up with what's going on here as black people. But the only thing about it, as Matthew Richards said in his video called A Chorus of Fear, you used to could get it online, but now they had it taken down, but Matthew Richards is working vigorously to get it back up. So people here are afraid, especially people who is in law enforcement, preachers and pastors, people who are in management in top levels that are scared for their jobs, both black and both white, and you can't really blame them. No. Because it's been said for years, there is a clique and among the slicks, and the only thing about me, and the reason I keep doing it when I ought to give up, is because I refer to myself as crazy as hell. But there's something inside of me. When I think about my children and my grandchildren, I don't need to go to church and holler hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah for me to get a relationship with God while my people are going to hell. You all gonna find something out, I believe, with this KJ case. They are trying to criticize the pathologists, but we don't have to look at the pathologists, just like we have outlined all of this. And I'm asking her, do you feel that you've gotten any level of justice here in Valdosta since May the 24th? Have anybody listened to you, your side of the story? Anybody?
No. As a matter of fact, they have been more than already premeditated, prejudged, had their decisions, their mind made up from day one. They were mad because I spoke out. But if I didn't speak out, what would have happened to my child? That's my concern. Because like I explained, at the end of the day, she was the victim.
And one other thing I want to say here now. Listen, what she said, a deputy said, I have told you all. Listen. Listen. Please listen, America. I don't give a dime for what I mean, Anderson Cooper. Anderson Cooper did a good story on 360. But why haven't they come in on all this other stuff? Where's Al Sharpton? Man, I'm getting frustrated because there is something going wrong, and I can assure you that today is my 112th day, and nobody have said nothing to me. Here again, it's all centered around the death of KJ. I was not on a criminal trespass warning until that man was found dead out there in the jail or from the after effects of it. Here you got something else going down under the same school system. Lowndes County school system is Pine Grove School under West Taylor. What I heard that he was the one that issued this trespass warning on me. I got at least 5 other people that say they was restricted also. One of them is the president of the Justice League. He was there when the first time they told us to get off the property. And I got it recorded on video. Thank God for the camera. After they ran my driver's license, called them in, just before I got the criminal trespass, ran my driver's license in, and then Channel 6 came in. They didn't run their driver's license. Other news media came in. They didn't run their driver's license, but they ran mine. And other people that came in to Lowndes County School, they didn't run their driver's license. So now what are you saying, Brother Ryan? Here's what I'm saying. There is no justice here. And so they don't like this YouTube like they don't like open government. Yeah. Everything here is restricted. And as long as you shut up and be quiet, do what they say do, get on probation, go to jail, serve your time, and out there where they say they got cats, they got rats big as cats. All this is already on YouTube. All the people across America and around the world has to do is to follow the yellow brick road. I didn't just start doing this yesterday. I've been doing this for a long time because the God I serve, I believe, is going to do something. Now, I didn't mean to get stretched out so far. Let's get back on point. Now, so are you, what, you going to have to send her back to Miami to get some, what you going to have to do?
I don't know. I did inquire about that because I feel like she would be safe there. I'm not sure she'll be safe anywhere around here. I don't believe the police department is going to protect my child. The sheriff's department is going to protect my child because I had issues with them and I made that complaint against them. So I don't think she would be safe. I mean, they are the one responsible for the Lowndes County school system. That's the sheriff's department. So I'm supposed to believe I send my child to this school and you have the sheriff's department there, that these people going to look out for her, that they're going to take care of her after all that has been done? I don't think so. No, I don't feel she's safe. I'm worried about my child. So that's why I'm putting this on camera, so that y'all know if anything happens to me, my daughter, or my husband, y'all need to have an open investigation that comes down on Lowndes County Sheriff Department, the school system, and Valdosta, Georgia. Because right now, I don't believe we are safe.
Once again, this thing is getting bigger. And this is why I've said to Eric Holder, and all of you in the Justice Department, I have said it to you before. This ain't nothing new. We've been under a 40 to 50 year court order with the Valdosta City school system. And you know it. The Georgia Attorney General, the Georgia Secretary of State, Brian P. Kemp, you know they had that meeting over October the 17th, 2012, and highlighted all them problems and irregularities over there. You haven't reported back to those people. Those people keep calling me. Yet on the 23rd of September, the equipment 10+2 is going to go to Brooks County Court, which I don't think they're going to get no justice. I think, and I've been saying it from day one, there is no justice in the whole Southern judiciary for the black man and poor white people.
That's true.
Is that a problem for you? Now, you want me to give you some case in point? The Madison 9 in Florida. Y'all, let me stop, because I got all the record. Look, you're asking the question about her daughter. Look, you're asking the question about the KJ family in terms of why they don't quit and just give up and accept what these people say. Look, 1918, 15 to 25 blacks was murdered. The James Dent was murdered, killed, shot behind Washington Funeral Home in Quitman. Sammy Baker, Earl Evans, shot, burned up in a police car in Brooks County, nothing done about it, and no justice. The Wootons, the Densons, and Anderson Cooper, why don't you pick up on that? Al Sharpton, why don't you pick up on that? To the deputies who are worried about YouTube, don't worry about me, worry about the truth that I'm speaking. And call me, Anderson Cooper, on your show and see if anybody can condemn me on the truth that I speak. See if, don't nobody say I'm lying. They don't say I'm lying because I'm here to tell you I've done my homework and I've done it well. And I'm retired military. My job in the military was, well, so much for that. Close us out, girl.
Yes. My thing is, I'm concerned, like I said, for my daughter's safety. And y'all say, go ahead and take it. Why should she have to do 2 years of probation when she was the victim? Why should she have to do community service when she was the victim? Why should she have to take anger management when she was the victim? Please help me understand that. This was her punishment for us speaking the truth. Everything I've been saying on this video was brought up in court. Everything my lawyer sat there and did proved what I said. So nothing I said on here was different than what I said out there or what was said in court. It was proven to be the truth. It's on there. It's evidence that we didn't lie at all. Nobody could say we lied. We told the truth. We made them have to tell the truth.
And you told some lies too.
Yeah, we had some that told lies. We had some that told lies. We had 3 of them that told lies and got caught up in their lies, which means the stuff they said should have been thrown out. There shouldn't even been evidence because they contradicted themselves. But he took all of that in consideration. So the whole time, it was never about the evidence. It was about what we said on YouTube.
Let me ask you one other question. I want you to say this so everybody can get it. I'm gonna draw you into the camera because I want you to I want you to say this. So Anderson Cooper, did the television station call you after you gave them all your complete packages? Did they call you? Did the Valdosta Daily Time, our only daily newspaper, did they call you and even get and show any concern for your daughter or all these other children in the school system about their safety? Did they want the general public to know that? Or does it seem like to you they want to keep it a secret, top secret, like people believe that certain things are being done at Lowndes County now and may never be open, may take another 150, 200 years?
No, they don't want it to come out. That's why they're upset now, because we've been speaking out. They wanted it to be an isolated incident, that thing that happened with KJ Johnson was an isolated incident and nothing else goes wrong in the school system. Well, I beg to differ, because we're going through this with the school system and the judicial system. My daughter was attacked. My daughter is being paid for it because we spoke out. And she is not the only one. While I sat there waiting to be called back, I heard of women telling their stories about the injustice that they received by this court system, how they're so fed up and they have nobody that's going to come in and help and protect us. And I say to the American people, cry out and spare not. Help us in this doggone state, because we are being railroaded every day. It is a shame that these things are going on, and it's the people that have the power in their hands, the judicial system, the police department, and the school board, trying to cover up their misfortune. And let's not forget, the juvenile justice, they make money off of this. So that's why they don't mind putting our kids and locking them up. They make millions of dollars when they lock them up. Do the research. That's why they give those tests for them kids in 3rd grade to determine who gonna make it. Who gonna be the first to make it to jail? Come on now. This is just about money. And they don't care who they hurt to do so. I'm
gonna ask you another question, because I want the truth to be told. Why is it, do you think, that out of everything that's going on in this community, our pastors are so silent in the black community?
My viewpoint on that, everybody washing everybody's hands, and I think if they speak out, they afraid that something either gonna happen to them or they can't get ahead. I don't know what the reason is, but nobody won't speak out on the truth. They stand in the pulpit, and I am a Christian, and I just sit there and be amazed about the truth, and the truth will set you free. Well, what about the truth that's been going on all these years? Why haven't setting us free yet? Why you have not spoke out about the truth? Why you being silent? They rather cut deals behind closed doors and then say, it's okay, let me get you, let me get you. I'm gonna cut this deal behind closed doors. No. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Okay, and so what we are doing, will you agree with me? All I have ever done
was tried to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. That's all. I don't get nothing from these. Have you paid me anything?
No, sir.
All right. This is the Ghetto Free Press doing what we do. And y'all don't feel this mother's pain, but I do. Why? I got grandchildren. I got children. And it's time for a change, y'all. It's time for a change. And you know the Justice Department and our legal system in Georgia, I'm going to continue to say it. I have zero confidence in them. And I'm looking for them to tell another lie on me too. And they still haven't told me until this day why they did what they did. But we all know. I have black and white people telling me, Ryan, they don't want you recording because they know you report the truth. Because you ain't bought, you ain't sold out, and won't sell. And they right.
That's it.
Once again, thank you so much.
Father, Father, Heavenly Father, we're living in hell down here. Some soldiers are coming back. They don't have a home. Their house been repossessed. Everything they had is gone. Congress is fighting against the president. The things they are saying just don't make good sense. If they would all work together, they could get something done. Instead of all this fighting, they'll have jobs to everyone. Father, Father, Heavenly Father, we're living in hell down here. Father, Father, Heavenly Father, we're living in hell down here. Some nursing homes not fit for dogs to live in. Yet they'll take your money, look in your face and grin. Many homeless people are living out on the streets. Some don't have clothes on their back.